Beautiful Gemini, welcome to your February 2025 tarot reading. I am Elena Valdez. This is for you if you have Moon, Venus, Rising, and Sun sign in Gemini. Welcome. We're going to get right into it with the general energy here for you, Gemini, in February, and then we're going to move into advice. I hope that you're doing fantastic, Gemini. Let's get into it. All right, what is the general energy? What is the general energy? Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Let's see. This is fascinating. Okay. Gemini, this is an interesting energy for you. We've got the Fool in reverse paired with the Ten of Cups. And then that's followed by the Death card. And then we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Fascinating. A little contradictory energy. So let's dive into this. Let's inspect this a little further. So with the Fool in reverse, you may currently be experiencing a couple of things, either a resistance to the thought of freedom from potentially an already established relationship or family unit. So you may either be feeling the resistance that comes with, when something comes to an end. But it's more than that. It's almost like maybe your family has temporarily been disrupted here, potentially because someone is, I don't know, maybe they're traveling, maybe they have moved away, that type of thing. But it's a little bit more than that. Let me really dig into this, because there's a deeper layer to this. So a couple of things, Gemini, for a group of you, we have a resistance here to being set free. And that could very well be because you want to be with your family, right? You want to be with your loved ones. And so therefore you're resisting it. You're resisting potentially a journey. For some of you, you may have actually canceled something that you thought you wanted to do on your own. This could have been a trip. This could have been some kind of adventure, some kind of exploration that potentially you wanted to do, something new that you were going to do by yourself. But something about family, so either family needs you right now, or something came up that made you realize you would rather be, and family can run the gamut, right? This can be your direct family, your spouse, your children, but it can also be aunts, uncles, your community, even your best friends that you hold as family as well, your siblings, etc. But there's a feeling here of resisting, which is uncharacteristic of Gemini, right? Gemini's love, you're so curious. I know it's a generality, but for the most part, Geminis are so curious, adventurous. They love to explore. They like to learn new things, be out and about, trying new hobbies. But you're reluctant here to take whatever that is. There's something else going on here, though. Then we have the Death card paired with the Ace of Swords. So for some of you, this is very well, the reluctance is potentially the fact that when you go do this thing that you were going to do, I'm feeling that for some of you, this is your children who are going off to college, maybe a child that's getting married, that's doing something different on their own. And now there's a little bit of a disruption to the family unit because there's a feeling that something's ending. Something is either ending completely or completely changing its form within the family unit. So and there's a lack of communication there with the Ace of Swords in reverse. I think I have like three storylines happening right now. The first one is the initial storyline where you're feeling the reluctance. You're not feeling this naturalness, this usual wildness that you have, Gemini, where you're like, I'm just going to go explore. You're not really feeling that because you're concerned that you're going to be isolated by the people, from the people you care about when you go do this adventure, right? There's a fear of like ending communication or being separated. There's a feeling of trepidation out of fear for what could potentially end or what can potentially create distance and more barrier between you and loved ones. For others of you, you're going through a transition in your relationship, potentially your marriage, which is causing you the potential of, breaking up the family and having more distance from your children. And so you're fearing, right? Because the Fool upright is usually about feeling the freedom and feeling the happiness that comes with that freedom and feeling the enthusiasm of being unencumbered, but it's in reverse. So either A, you're feeling reluctant to let go a little bit, whether it's you're reluctant to let go of your loved ones to do their thing, or you're reluctant to go do your thing, or you don't want to be set free. You don't want to end this relationship, this family unit. For some of you, this may be a situation where someone you really care about is moving away. Maybe you're moving away, or maybe they're going to be traveling for a while. But it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like you're up at night. It doesn't feel anxious. It just feels like a little bit of I don't really want to be apart from them. Alternatively, it can be the other side that just doesn't want to see you go. But there is some separation here. There is some type of severing, and the severing has to do with communication. For others of you, your family unit is transitioning and changing because you do have children. You do have children who are coming back from their college programs. Maybe they're moving back in with you. Their freedom has ended, right? They're no longer the Fool. Like now they're in reverse. They're coming back to family. Their life has transitioned, and there's like this upside down can also mean the ending of a curriculum, the ending of studies as well. So we have a lot of different storylines happening here, but the crux of this, on whatever side you're on, Gemini, it's this recognition that either your family's coming back to wholeness or your family is about to be interrupted. And so it feels like what you are potentially struggling with is the acknowledgement that there's going to be some separation, that there's going to be a transformation of the family unit as we know it. So whether it's because the family was together or apart, that's transforming. And please remember, when we are talking about the Ten of Cups in terms of its family origin, you decide what family is. Your friends can be your family, your community, your siblings, whatever you regard as meaningful enough to call your family. All right, let's see what else we have. Let's move into other messages, advice, whatever wants to come out here. I'm not sensing fear, though. It's just a change, right? Some of you are gaining freedom, and some of you are losing your freedom. And when I say losing your freedom, I don't mean it in the negative context. Just shifting, that's a better word. All right, what other messages do you have for Gemini in regards to the situation for the month of February 2025? Oh, beautiful, beautiful. One more card. All right, Gemini, you have the Star. And you have the Queen of Wands. Beautiful cards. Wow, there is a lot of enthusiasm. Yeah, so for a lot of you, it's you. You're taking the leap of faith. You're taking the leap of faith and going somewhere to explore, even though there's reluctance about leaving family behind. I have a feeling that there are some of you here who are making a decision about moving drastically further away from your loved ones. And, you know, because the Star is Aquarian energy, we have fire energy here, which is inspiration, motivation, exploration, learning, growing, exploring different cultures, exploring different ways of being, trying just a new lifestyle. So I feel like you're moving into a new lifestyle, Gemini, and it's exhilarating. Like it's motivating you. It's giving you like a new lease on life. Like there's a huge change of trajectory here with the Star. It's almost like in February here, you've been introduced to a different side of yourself that is so free that you recognize that your life will never be the same. And I think this has to do with whatever this thing that you're exploring that you were initially trepidatious about. So either you were trepidatious about, or somebody you care about, or maybe you weren't so sure at first. And now that you're doing the thing, now that you've had the separation from your community, from your loved ones, from people you care about, now you're exploring a new way of being, and it's brought you new hope. This feels like the awakening and the alignment and alignment of you, Gemini. Like whatever it is that you're exploring here in February is waking you up to a more exhilarated, more encouraging, uplifting side of yourself. And maybe that's why this Fool in reverse came up next to the Death and the Ace of Swords in reverse, because what it's basically saying is you will no longer be who you were. And to the point where even your family structure is going to change, how you interact with people in your community and your family because of this change, because of this new you that's coming up here, that's being introduced to you here in February. All right, let's get some more closing messages. Let's get closing messages here. Trying to keep these readings short. All right. What are the closing messages for Gemini? Let's see. Closing messages. Closing message for Gemini. February 2025. I think I said 24 earlier. I meant 25. Wow, there's lots of fire. Lots of fire. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing, Gemini, but whatever it is, it's giving you a lot of confidence. So we have the Four of Wands, another fire card, the Empress, beautiful, and Nine of Pentacles. Whatever this new enthusiasm is, Gemini, that you're coming into in February is introducing you to new community. It's bringing you stability. It's giving you security. But more than that, Gemini, something about that experience is bringing you a sense of receptivity. It's almost like you're tapping into a more feminine side of yourself Gender not specific here. You apply gender how it best resonates. There's something, an element here that whatever you're discovering about yourself here in February, whatever this new adventure thing that you're doing in February, whatever that is, it's bringing you a sense of self-worth, confidence, the ability to see a different level of stability, concreteness, your ability to be self-sufficient, self-sustainable in a way that's fruitful, that works for you. There's a sense that this enthusiasm, as wild and free as it is also bringing you stability. All of these cards, these 3 cards here are about stability. So you have a nice balance of hopeful, faithful exuberance meshed with concreteness, groundedness, stability. But what I'm feeling more than anything, Gemini, this is a feeling of you're just a lot of self-worth here. For another group of you, the reason that you have this reluctance to be too far away from your family is because you are expecting a child here. So either you are expecting your child or your partner's expecting a child. So obviously you want to be around for this little baby, right? Like you want to make sure that you're there, that you're offering stability, concreteness. You want to make sure that you're available. For others of you, this is your child. This is your child who may be caring, who may be with child, or someone who is important to you who is with child, and you want to make sure that what this new thing that you're doing, whether you're traveling, whether you're exploring, adventuring, whatever you're doing, it's almost like you want to make sure that you're here and available, here meaning wherever that person lives, right? Wherever the person who may be expecting. But there's also a potential that there's someone in your family right now who's very vulnerable, who's fragile. If they're not, they don't need to be pregnant, but there's like an element here of you being aware that someone is in a very vulnerable place right now, and you just want to make sure that they're well and taken care of, right? So it's like the struggle between, okay, I have these things I'm planning on doing that I had planned to do, but then there's family responsibility, if you will, that I also know I need to tend to and be there for, right? But here's what's beautiful about the cards on the table, Gemini. You don't have any swords except for the Ace of Swords. So you don't have the anxiety cards. You don't have the overthinking cards. So if there is initially a little bit of like reluctance here, just know, especially with the star, this is about being protected, right? So know that whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that's happening in your life right now, like it's beautifully guided, and you don't have to worry about like the side of your family. Like they're fine. They're going to be okay. Whoever this is, whether it's your partner, whether it's your child, they're good. Like they're okay. And they will be taken care of also while you're away. For some of you, it may have something to do with traveling for work that you're concerned about, right? Like maybe you have a spouse or someone, a child who is expecting or maybe fragile. There's something going on with their health and you're concerned about them having to travel to work a lot. You're concerned about the separation that distance may cause. But I don't see the other side fretting or worrying as much as you think they may be, because there's no like anxiety here. There's no devil. There's no Eight of Swords. There's like nothing crazy. There are no other swordsy cards here. Okay, it's a beautiful reading. Whatever this is that you're doing, Gemini, enjoy it. Be in the present. Love it. Enjoy it. And everything else with the family, it's all going to pan out. Everything's going to work out well. a final message that I'm getting here is for those of you who are exploring, whether you're traveling, whether you're moving somewhere new, whatever that is for you, you will find family there, because that may be a concern of yours as well with the Fool in reverse and the Ten of Cups. Like, will I find my community here? And the answer is yes. With the cards on the table, you have a lot of love coming from this reading, Gemini. So I hope you have a beautiful rest of your February, and I hope to find you back here again soon. If you like my content, please subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you back here again soon. Bye.